For about 3 years, two of the largest defense companies fought a secret war on the testing ground of Japan. The prize, a multi-billion-dollar contract to replace Japan's aging fleet of 1800 LAV vehicles. On the red corner, we have the Australian Hawkei, a highly mobile, air-deployable protected vehicle. On the blue corner, we have the Swiss Eagle V, a versatile, well-protected, multi-purpose light armored vehicle. But in late 2025, the Japanese MOD did something unexpected. They didn't pick a winner. Instead, they canceled the entire program and are now looking at something we would find in a parking lot, a Toyota. Why did Japan reject the world's best tactical vehicles for Toyota? Also, can a civilian SUV survive a modern war? For decades, Japan's self-defense force has relied on the Komatsu LAV for its mobility. The LAV was designed in a post-Cold War environment when fears of a Soviet invasion had diminished and lighter, more mobile forces were needed to counter potential terrorist and enemy intrusions. However, lessons learned in Iraq and Afghanistan showed that such lightly armored vehicles are just too vulnerable to RPGs, mines, and IEDs. And the LAV has not been updated to survive those threats. The SDF then decided to look for a vehicle that offered significantly better IED protection. But there was a small issue. After producing more than 1800 vehicles, Komatsu decided to close its military business in 2019, citing low profitability. This forced Japan, which prided itself on domestic industrial capabilities, to find a LAV successor from overseas. Under the Small Armored Vehicle Program or SAV, a sum of 650 million yen was requested to procure sample vehicles to be evaluated. Thales Australia Hawkei, proposed by MHI, and the Swiss Mowag Eagle V, proposed by Marubeni Aerospace. Both vehicles were reportedly undergoing trials in Japan between 2023 and 2024. The Hawkei was born to meet the Australian Defence Forces requirement for a light armored patrol vehicle to replace the Land Rover Perenti. The Hawkei is designed to have off-road mobility, an integrated vehicle electronic architecture, substantial payload, and high levels of protection against mines, IEDs, and ballistic weapons, while being light enough to be airlifted by helicopters. The Hawkei focuses on protecting the occupants rather than the drivetrain, protecting its crew inside an armored capsule while leaving the engine unarmored. It's a design compromise for a lightweight but highly protected vehicle. Much of the Hawkei's protection comes from quick-release big-kit armor, which can be removed and replaced quickly for air transport and provides an easy growth for future protection upgrades. Moreover, the Hawkei employs a carried hull concept with hull and armor components bonded and bolted together rather than using unitary all-welded steel construction. This method allows rapid ramp-up production, rapid introduction of design changes or enhancement, and rapid battle damage repairs. It comes in the 4-door configuration for troop movement, command, and liaison, and the 2-door configuration for utility, logistics, or specialized modules. While the Hawkei is the new kid on the block, the Mowag Eagle V is the refined veteran. It's the 5th generation of the Eagle lineage that started in the early 90s. Originally, the Eagle was built using the Humvee chassis, but after the Iraq and Afghan wars, it was revealed that this chassis couldn't handle the weight of the armor needed to survive IEDs. So Mowag moved to the much larger Duro truck chassis for Eagle 4. The current Eagle V is a refined version of Eagle 4, designed specifically to meet the German Army's requirement, focusing on 80% part commonality with Eagle 4 to save money on repairs and training. The Eagle V retains key features of its predecessor, including low signatures and mass, high reliability in all environments, and outstanding off-road capabilities, as well as the capability to be air transported by helicopters. Its modular, high survivability cabin, combined with a double V-shaped hull, provides mine, IED, and ballistic protection comparable to vehicle twice its weight. Plus, it uses a unique Didayan suspension system with a patented roll stabilizer. It keeps the wheels perfectly vertical even when the vehicle is tilting. This makes the Eagle V incredibly stable when firing a heavy roof gun or taking sharp turns at high speed. Unlike the Hawkei, which is strictly a 4-wheel platform, the Eagle V has a bigger variant. The standard 4x4 variant for command, patrol, and special forces, and the 6x6 variant for ambulance, troop carrier, and long-range scouting. So why, despite being presented by two of the best tactical vehicle out there, Japan turns into Toyota instead? The first factor is the weak yen. For the past 5 years, the Japanese yen has experienced a significant devaluation against the US dollar, from around 110 Japanese yen to a dollar in 2021 to around 150 yen to a dollar today. It's good news for everyone planning to travel to Japan since everything is cheaper, but it's bad news for Japan to import foreign goods since everything will cost nearly double in local currency. This includes foreign military equipment. Although the final assembly process will take place in Japan, some parts inevitably be sourced from the original manufacturing countries. $1 million price tag on the Hawkei would cost Japan nearly double. And when we are talking 1,000 or 2,000 vehicles, the acquisition would hurt Japan's defense budget. And second, it's related to the operational shift. Japan's ground self-defense force began rethinking the high-spec versus high-quantity balance of its inventory. While they need protection, the cost of a full fleet of $1 million vehicles is unsustainable. Japan realized that in a massive island hopping war scenario, they don't need 1,000 perfect vehicles. They need 5,000 good enough vehicles that can do 80% of the task given for 30% of the price. Instead of buying a dedicated military platform for the entire fleet, Japan is now exploring a high-low mix solution. For the high-end part, they will likely still procure a small number from the SAV program for specialized frontline and overseas roles. And the choice seems likely to be the Hawkei, since MHI already has the license production agreement ready to go, and the defense relations with Australia are stronger than ever. For the low-end part, the Japanese MOD has requested funds in the fiscal year 2026 budget to test and modify commercial off-the-shelf vehicles for general utility and domestic defense. The candidates for this part include the Toyota Land Cruiser 370 series and the Isuzu D-Max pickup truck. The plan is to have modular armor kits using the bolt-on concept, probably similar to what the Hawkei has. An armored civilian car using a Land Cruiser itself is not a new thing. The UN, Red Cross, and various NGOs use armored Land Cruisers for their missions. This allows VIPs or aid workers to move through checkpoints without drawing too much attention, like the purpose-built military vehicle. It can stop multiple hits from small arms fire, while luxury versions can even survive some grenades. Furthermore, many manufacturers like Incas, Whelp Group, and TAG Dynamics also use the Land Cruiser chassis to build their own military armored vehicles. Although it most likely won't survive a mine or IED blast, in the case of Japan and the kind of war it's going to fight, this doesn't matter much in my opinion. Providing speed and mobility to ground forces is more important for defending more than 100 islands in Japan's Southwest Islands. And since this will be a commercial off-the-shelf vehicle, it won't be difficult to find parts or local mechanics if the vehicle breaks down. From what I see, Japan is making a calculated bet on this. Let's see how this plan goes. The final decision will be made in 2028 after the completion of the performance trial. And should the result meet operational standards, Japan could begin fielding armored cars across its ground forces in the early 2030s. But what do you think? Did Japan make a good choice? Is good enough better than perfect when we need thousands of them? Let us know in the comment section below. Thank you for watching everyone. I'll see you in the next one.